Okay, a very big welcome to the inaugural meeting of Pennine Ham, and will be known as the Pennine and Friends Amateur Radio Club. I'm Nick, G4IWO, and I've been chairman of Denby Dale Amateur Radio Society for the last 4 years. And alongside me is Rachael M1AYG, who is the club secretary of Denby Dale. And also alongside me is Ken, G4VZV, who's on the club committee as the club mentor. And also Jef ON8NT is also a member of the club committee. The four of us have decided that we can't see any other alternative really, but to set ourselves up as a new club. And the reason we've done that is that we have struggled a bit in the last couple of years, kind of bringing together people who want the club to go in different directions. We've got a group of people, and that's absolutely fine, who like meeting together regularly in a social setting and having talks, not just about radio, but other things. And we've got a group of people who have loved the online talks that we've presented and have loved as well the supporting the Zoom activities on our field days at Farnley Tyres and so on. But there are two different groups, and it's very clear there's tension between the two groups. So the four of us have been talking for some time. And in fact, I think Ken, Rachel and myself were the first to talk about this together, even before the last AGM, about whether or not it was time for us to just leave Denby Dale, say thank you very much. We very much enjoyed being part of the club. We'd like to wish you well for the future, but we're going to set up a new club. We put that decision off, but we've decided now is the time to do it. And that's what we've set out in writing to you, and that's what this video clip is about. I've been really pleased that we've been able to, in the last 4 years, have so many fantastic speakers come along to the club from all over the world. And some of the leading radio amateurs, both in the UK, but across the world, have participated in our meetings, and they've all brought along to those meetings something completely new and different. They've brought along to us new ideas about the hobby, things that people have already rejected and then decide, having heard the talk, that they want to give a go. Things that, having heard the talk, they found was interesting, but decide they don't want to pursue. And I guess amateur radio is such a vast hobby, such a big hobby, there is something there for everyone. But those online talks have opened it up really, and we've made a big job in the last 4 years of trying to think about every aspect of the hobby, whether that's contacting satellites, whether that's FT8, whether that's contesting, whether it's portable operation, whether it's antennas, whatever it might be. We've tried to introduce something new to the club in those online talks. And I think we can be very proud of that. We've got nearly 200 videos on our YouTube channel. We've got something like 850 subscribers to our YouTube channel. Our club videos have been viewed 84,500 times in the last 4 years. That is absolutely amazing. We've even put our club digital net onto YouTube as a live event, and we're getting 30 to 80 people a week afterwards listening to it if they haven't listened to it or watched it online at the time. So those are things that we want to continue to do. So we've decided to set up a new club called Pennine and Friends Amateur Radio Club, but we're going to be known really as Pennine Ham. It's going to be a club open to everyone, whether you live in the Pennines, elsewhere in the UK, or anywhere else in the world. And I want to say this to Jef and other friends of the club who have joined us from other parts of the world, that our club, in my view, Denby Dale, has been enriched by your participation. You've all brought something new to the club, not just because you're from a different country, but different ideas, different experiences that you've had as an individual, both in radio and in your life, that you've brought to the club. And really that, for me, and I think for all four of us, is about what radio is about. It's an international hobby. You know, I get excitement talking to people in other countries, not just working DX, but talking to people elsewhere in the world and not just in my locality. And I want our club to be able to represent that. So we're going to make it very, very clear that we are very happy indeed to have brought and bring together friends from across the world. We're going to carry on, therefore, with regular online meetings. We're going to carry on with running field day events in a different location. We're going to carry on supporting portable events. When we run field days, when we run portable events, we'll put those on Zoom. We'll involve our members. If you're in other parts of the world or other parts of the UK, you can take part in our online events that we do. And really, we want to just try and explore more of the hobby and see where we can take this. So I very much hope you will consider joining Pennine Ham. Many of you are members of other radio clubs, whether that's Denby Dale or others. Nothing can stop you from becoming a member of more than one club. So please, even if you decide not to join Pennine Ham as a club, but you are still interested in what we're doing, you're going to be welcome at all our online meetings because we'll make them free to anyone who's interested in our hobby. So please have a think about it. So I'm going to hand the microphone now to my colleague, Rachel, our club secretary. Rachel, over to you.
Thank you, Nick. I joined Denby Dale Amateur Radio Society back in 2017 originally, and went to most of the face-to-face meetings at the Pie Hall at that time. I found it, as a lone female, I found it generally unwelcoming. And I guess most females would. Coming along on your own. As a consequence, I didn't rejoin the following year, and spent the next couple of years pondering. I have a particularly challenging QTH for antennas anyway. I have a very small garden, lots of overhead telephone wires, and neighbours who ask things like, "Is that permanent? If I put up a fiberglass mast, even for a couple of hours?" I'm located on the side of a hill with hills close by on two sides. I also currently have no permanent shack in the house. Combined, it makes this operating from home a bit of a challenge, and it's a pain basically. And when COVID came along in 2020, I heard Denby Dale were putting on online presentations. I went along, and after I went to a couple of them and went along and was impressed by the variety of the content and immediately rejoined. I did also go along to a couple of other fairly local radio clubs and societies online. But I never joined any of those. I've gone to most online Denby Dale presentations and field days at Farnley Tyres, and more recently the portable operation up Black Hill. And I think the field days have encouraged me and given me more confidence to try portable ops myself when I'm away on holiday by the sea, and up on the side of the Pennine Bridleway in Cumbria when I go on holiday, or out in the Dales. I enjoy trying different setups almost every time. I've had mixed results. Some have worked well, others not so good, and I've had one or two complete disasters where I've forgotten things and left things at home. So, why be part of the start of a new radio club? For me personally, there've been a number of reasons. Firstly, I have particular difficulties getting to face-to-face meetings now. In the last year or so, I am now a carer at home, and without family nearby, I have particular difficulty getting out in the evenings. During the day, it's much easier, so I can get out weekends or during the day anytime pretty much without too much worry. Secondly, I don't really drink alcohol, so going to pubs and socializing hold no great interest for me. Thirdly, online meetings have been and remain mostly a delight. Many of the presentations we've had have been excellent and have led me to explore areas of the hobby that I've never looked at before. And in particular, the friendship and contact with members, current members who weren't around in 2017 has been wonderful. And these four guys here are particularly, there are one or two others. Fourthly, I've very much enjoyed the meeting and listening to many of the other UK hams and overseas members. After all, our hobby is supposed to be, you know, well, it can be worldwide. So I'm looking forward to being part of this new enterprise, doing more portable operations, trying FT8 and other digital modes, which I never thought I'd do, which combined with my long-standing love of building transceivers and antennas, and eventually maybe even finding a solution to my QTH antenna issue. Can we achieve what we're aiming to do? I hope so. We've certainly had very positive responses to our ideas and outline plan. Hopefully, as Nick said, the membership will be generally forward-looking, enthusiastic, positive, and outward-looking, and I look forward to it. So back to you, Nick.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Rachel. Now I'm going to move over to one of our overseas members, Jef ON8NT. Microphone to you.
Thank you very much, Nick. Very good day to all of you. And I want to speak a little bit about the future, about what my expectations or wishes are. And if I look to Pennine Ham, I hope it will become a club of women and men from all ways of life, living in countries and continents all over the world, from foundation licenses to full license, including SWLs and other radio hobbyists, open to new technologies and developments into amateur radio, operating from home or in the field or from a boat or whatever, welcoming new hams or hams who are re-entering the hobby in a friendly way, offer help and assistance as a big diversity of knowledge and experience exists within the club, and hoping that members are working together in a helpful and respectful way in order to promote amateur radio and club activities. So that's my message for the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jef. Very much appreciated. And lastly, Ken, G4VZV.
Yes, okay, good morning to everybody. As you know, I'm quite a keen DXer. However, I'll just want to start by saying, at first I was keen to join Denby Dale Radio Club over other local clubs, more local to me. However, over time, I've become more and more disappointed in how the Denby Dale Radio Club has become. And I use that word disappointed. It's probably not a strong enough word. It's like there's two groups within one club. It doesn't appear to incorporate togetherness or inclusivity in light of changing times and in light of what's happened with COVID. And the club should be about encouragement, it should be about support, and it should be about inclusivity. And there appears to be little or none of this from some members, longer standing members of the club. Because of this, I have decided to exclude myself from Denby Dale Radio Club, and I look forward to joining a more forward-looking and thinking new club. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ken. Yeah, thank you to my good friends here on the club committee, and to those watching this little video clip. If you want more information, drop us an email. Our email account is Pennine Ham 2024@gmail.com. Please do write to us. Please fill out the online form, and I look forward very much to seeing you at meetings that we'll be organising. We have our inaugural meeting that is going to take place on Wednesday, the 7th of August. Anyone is open to come along to that meeting, and we will start our regular talks again under the aegis of Pennine Ham in September. So come and at least sign up to our email account so that you get our emails regularly. Have a look at our website and bookmark it, and come and have a look, and we'll be delighted to see you and welcome you to be part of our community. Thank you, everyone.